Hi, I'm Scott Moeller, and in this video I want to give you an overview of the Game Caddie Record Book. The Game Caddie Record Book is a companion program to the Game Caddie spreadsheet utility, which can be used to play the APBA Golf Master Game. And statistics that are collected during the course of that play can be used in the Game Caddie Record Book so that you can then print out a whole variety of reports on how your players have performed. In its current version, the record book supports 3 tournaments. And you can rename these tournaments if you want to, but in the version that I send out, they're generically named Tournament 1, Tournament 2, Tournament 3. And to be able to run the reports from those tournaments, all you need to do is click on one of these 3 buttons and you'll get a whole set of reports depending upon whether you've got the data to go with those tournaments. Down here, I've named this button the T99 Reports button, and what that does is it takes all tournament and non-tournament play that's in the database and combines those records and produces certain reports based on that data that's there. Well, so how does the data get into the Game Caddie Record Book? Well, you can do it in one of 2 ways. You can use the forms that are over here and add scorecards manually. So you can see that this has already been pre-populated with some data that I've put in previously, but you can add in your own records here and click on this button and it will add that to the database. Now I've done that, and I've done that for quite a number of rounds that I've played, and I can tell you that that's fairly tedious, and a much preferred way is to use the export utility that is part of the Game Caddie spreadsheet utility. And I cover how to use that function in separate videos, but I will give you kind of a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. So if you're not totally familiar with the Game Caddie Excel program, this is it. And I'm on the scorecard tab, and as you're playing rounds with the Game Caddie while using the APBA Golf Master Game, you can enter in your data so that you're not only tracking your score, but fairway statistics, greens and regulations, sand traps, sand saves, penalties, putts, and so forth. And this information then can be exported over to the database. And the way that you do that is using 2 tools. One is the Caddie conversion tool, which takes the data that comes from that scorecard and puts it in a format that the database can understand, and then to actually import it into the database, there is an export template that's used for that purpose. And that goes very quickly, certainly much faster than entering data by hand, but you have either option to be able to do that. Okay, so coming back to the record book, you say, well, what am I getting here? What do these reports actually look like, and what kinds of things, is this record book able to calculate? Well, keeping in mind, once you've got the data in there, you can look at a whole variety of things. Now, these reports labeled T1 are individual reports for Tournament 1. Coming down here, it's the same set of reports for Tournament 2. And as I mentioned before, you can look at the combined reports that are numbered T99. A new feature that is available with Record Book 3.5 is that you can also look at course specific reports. So instead of saying just looking at tournament data, let's say you don't play tournaments and you're not interested in that feature, but you play a number of different APBA golf courses using the Game Caddie and you want to be able to look at how all your players have done on Magnolia. And so the Game Caddie Record Book gives you the ability to do that very quickly. So let's take a look at the results that I've got in here for 20 rounds of data using Magnolia, and we're going to look at average stats by round. So I'll click on that, and then I'll just come up here and click View or Print Individual Reports, and that report is automatically generated with these statistics being tracked. Okay, that's just a sample of the many different things that you can look at in terms of reporting. A new feature, as I mentioned, in Record Book 3.5 is the ability to look at how players have performed on individual courses. And the way that I've configured the version that I send out to people, it's already set up to look at the performance for players on Magnolia and on Seaside. And by clicking either of these buttons, what you'll get is all 10 reports that were over here. If we come down to the bottom, you'll see for Magnolia, if you counted these up, there are 10 of these. You can get all of those reports simply by coming over here and clicking on the Run and Save All Magnolia reports. And as you can see, those reports are all being created and are saved on our hard drive in PDF form. If you want to view those reports, then all we need to do is come down here to our Windows folder, and you'll see that the reports, all 10 of them, are here in this directory that we set up ahead of time. And you can click on any of these to open it up, and there you go. You've got all 20 rounds for Magnolia. Close this out and come back to the record book. I want to mention, importantly, that with Record Book 3.5, you're also able to add buttons for the courses that you have, and you can then generate the same set of 10 reports for any course that you like. I have created a couple of videos to show you the process for doing that, and I hope that you'll check those out on this channel. That's it for the overview of the Game Caddie Record Book. If you're interested in a free copy of this database and some documentation to help you get started, please shoot me an email at smoller9@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send that to you. Until next time, grip it and rip it.